true mid-range, for those on a budget within a reason, what is true mid-range? It's $250 playing your games at least 1024 by 768 at playable frame rates. So, this is my quick and dirty how-to, critical points of how not to get screwed when you buy a video card. If you follow these points, and I'm not going all out here, I'm covering the absolute basics. Alright, so I'm going to omit things like DirectX 10 and Vista. I'm going to be concentrating on at least having a system that doesn't suck. Besides, you don't need DirectX 10 to have it not suck. In fact, adding DirectX 10 because you have Vista actually makes it suck, as we saw with 64-bit edition of Vista and Crisis crashing. I'm here at Newegg. Unfortunately for our friends in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, Japan, and our friends in other countries, you folks unfortunately can't use Newegg. This is the only reputable dealer I buy from. In fact, it's the only reputable dealer I know of. I once bought a 3500 AMD from Monarch. I ordered a 90 nanometer process, and I received a 130. If you don't know what that means, it means that the more mature 90 nanometer processor should have overclocked more than the 130. So, anyway, let's get to it. True mid-range. Alright, so, if you're in Canada, by the way, I think they have, you can purchase through Newegg. So anyway, I'm here at Newegg.com. I'm going to click on video cards. Now, when you go in here, you need to make sure, over here on the left, where my mouse is, you need to make sure, once you're in video cards, you click on Advanced Search. If you're not using Advanced Search, you have no clue what you're doing when you go to this website. No offense, but you need to use Advanced Search. If you do the research, you'll eventually end up doing this anyway. So, obviously, the most important part is you need to make sure that you're buying a card for the correct slot, AGP or PCI-express. Unfortunately, AGP is dead jim, so we're going to go with an interface of PCI-express 16. The second most absolutely critical part, this determines the actual performance on the card. Not so much, because remember the slot, the interface where the card plugs into, determines the amount of bandwidth that the GPU, your graphics card, can interact with the rest of your system. Now, your memory interface is the link, from my understanding, because it's not well documented, and it should be well documented, is, from my understanding again, the link between your GPU, the brain that does all the processing on your video card, and your memory. You want a reasonably high memory interface of at least 256-bit. Okay? This is to play Crisis and Oblivion, very similar in outdoor environments, DirectX 9 XP, to get a decent frame rate. And if your GPU memory can't communicate fast enough with enough bandwidth, it's not going to happen. Simple as that. Now, corporations are big, evil, greedy bastards, or at least most of them. So you gotta watch out for slippery slope things. So, for example, on your computer, you might be using. I use DDR1 400 because I like my socket 939, and I decided to spend my money on the video cards. And even if you're using a Athlon XP, your CPU is not gimping your GPU until you start going down to, say, very early Pentium 4s or very early Athlon XPs. And even then, you're probably not going to have a PCI-express slot. But anyway, so your memory type, we're going to be using DDR3. If you use DDR2 on a video card, you're going to seriously gimp your performance again. Okay? So, the three absolutely essential parts of a true mid-range card, and the date right now, while I'm recording this video, is November 5th, around 6:30 in the evening, 2007. Okay, and this I'm going to go over in a separate video the current state of affairs of the mid-range market right now for video cards. I'll go over that in my next video. And I will be covering Call of Duty, and don't worry, Call of Duty 4, and don't worry, it won't be John's stupid face all through the video. I know some of you guys don't want to stare at my face all day. So anyway, so your interface, of course, open up a program like CPU-Z. Look up your chipset and see if your chipset, by default, if you have no clue what you're looking at when you open up your case, has AGP or PCI-Express. If you don't know, jump on some forums and ask some folks there. So, interface, hopefully you have PCI-Express 16X. Memory interface. The interface between your GPU and your memory should be at least 256-bit. Keep in mind, when you set these values in Newegg, you will not get a higher or lower value. You will get an exact value. So you won't get 512-bit memory interface cards showing up when you do a 256-bit memory interface search. DDR3. If you can go higher on the DDR or the memory interface, go for it. But I'm not aiming at people who can walk out the door and pick up a couple 8800 GTXs at like $500 a piece. So, we're going to do a quick search here. And the first card that shows up here is a Sapphire Radeon X1950 GT, 256 megs. Now, 512 megs with the 8800 GT. Once the cards come into a decent supply and retailers aren't ripping people off by jacking the prices up over the MSRP, should hopefully go under $250. $250 is true mid-range. Anything $250 and 1 penny and above is upper mid-range. Okay, and the 512 meg video cards for the 8800 GTs were supposed to be 230 to 40, maybe 250 tops. So much for mid-range, because now we're getting close to the 8800 GTS 320 meg. So anyway. So if we look up this card on tomshardware.com, of course, I already got the benchmarks open up here. This is Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls 4 Outdoor, 1024, 768, 32-bit, no anti-aliasing, 8x AF, max quality HDR, and in blue here is the X1950 GT 512, and this has 512. Okay, so the clocks are the same. You're looking at 19 frames a second. Kind of, you could probably get away with that in Crossfire. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to do Crossfire and SLI, at the bottom here, you're going to have the option for Crossfire and SLI. Obviously, if you choose both, you're not going to get any results. So, the highest low-end card you're going to see here, for example, is the 8600 GTS. That's getting about 22 frames a second. Now, I'm presuming you folks watching know at least the difference between what the numbering scheme is. For example, with ATI 9700, 9800, X800, X16X, 17X, 1900s, for the different generations of video cards, and video with the 50, the 5000, 6000, 7000, and 8000 series. So, anyway, so if you're looking at 256-bit memory interface and you come up with these cards here, make sure you cross-reference with Tom's Hardware to see what your reference are, what the details are. I prefer anti-aliasing with Bloom over HDR. Both are really kick-ass effects, but forced to choose between them, I'm going to go with 2x sampling. And so you want to at least get, well, that's what the next video is, to deal with the sad state of affairs for true mid-range. So remember, you want at least a 256-bit memory interface. Make sure you classify DDR3, and hopefully you have a PCI-Express 16X card. If you have an AGP card, there are some cards that meet the exact same requirements but are on AGP, but of course you should expect to have less performance because they're trying to move away from AGP. So next video, the current sad state of the mid-range, what we can expect in the near term, and my second video after that will be Call of Duty 4 without John's face in the video, because I know some of you aren't too wild about that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.